And welcome to this Tuesday edition of Business Party Podcast.
What?
Another week. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I sprained my ankle before we got. I didn't sprain my ankle. That's like so dramatic. Like, all right, I twisted my ankle before we got on here. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I gotta hop everywhere. But yeah, I stepped on a rotten board and just.
Yeah,
bad.
that sucks.
It does.
Oh yeah. No, and yeah, like I was telling you before this too, my fucking head has been jacked up, my sinuses and whatever else. So yeah, that's always good times. Had a fucking crazy ass headache this morning and shit. But yeah. Besides that, I know some other people are about to be getting some headaches soon whenever it comes to a bill that's trying to be getting passed. We'll be talking about that, and also obviously, like the episode is called, Musk changes Twitter to X. I wonder how much of a headache that's going to be. Trying to get used to not saying Twitter now. Why would he change that? It's so weird. But we'll talk a little bit of that, like what I think is going to become of that. There's a few different theories around that. Yeah. But Davey's not here tonight for anyone that's watching. Yeah, he's got some shit going on, so it's just me and Jackie tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, Bob Blackford. Bradford is coming on.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I just texted him. I was like, hey, you want to come on tonight? Do you want to come on right now? He's like, sure. So I just sent him out the email.
Right on. Sounds good to me.
So sorry, I'm distracted for a hot second. All right. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on. There's been a lot of stuff going on. It feels like it's never ending.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and now we have one of the bigger stories that has come out is how the Obama's private chef who used to work at the White House and who they took from the White House back to Martha's Vineyard was found deceased in a pond after paddleboarding.
That shit's crazy. And anyone remember that happened to, what was it, the Clinton chef? So that's already happened once. Yeah, I think it was during the Clinton administration. Their chef was found dead. I think drowned also.
Oh, man. Hey, Bob, just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to get me the... All right. Got him on there. Hey, man.
Boom.
Oh, sorry about the little background thing going on here.
It's all good?
It's all good. All good.
What is happening?
Good, man. It's funny. I just got the invite from Jackie to come on, and I was just looking for content to talk about in my next coming videos, and the thing you were just talking about was one of the things that I literally put on my screen. I was watching a video by Patrick David Bett, or Patrick David.
Yeah.
And he just had and I'm sorry if I'm going a little crazy here, but he just did an interview with Anthony Weiner.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that interview. It was a fantastic interview.
I can't hear that name without not laughing. Like, it's funny.
Anthony's
Well,
Weiner.
you know what? I watched a little bit of the Anthony Weiner. I didn't get to the point where he started going all bananas about like the Clinton stuff. I actually never even saw that part of it. And I don't know what anybody's talking about, but I watched a little bit of it and I was like, dude, this guy's an arrogant asshole.
Yeah.
Like he thinks like, I don't know. There's no shame in his game. Let's just say that. Like there's no shame in his game. He's like, yeah, I texted inappropriate messages to underage girls. I did my time.
Yeah, he isn't. Yeah, there's no remorse. None.
No.
None. He's the kind of guy you would hope would be locked up forever. He's that guy.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to intrude on what you guys were
talking about. It's all good.
Well, since you watched it, did Patrick Bet David ask him about the laptop and his file that said like life insurance on there?
No, he didn't really get into it. It was more about like his relationship with the Clintons, a lot of the conspiracy theories that kind of go around the whole Hillary Clinton family, the Clinton family, in terms of like people suiciding themselves. So there was a lot of that discussion, a lot of about the current state of the Democratic Party, a lot of the wokeness and all this other shit that's going on right now. But they didn't really get into it. I don't think Patrick was really, that was already settled stuff. So I don't think he really
Gotcha.
wanted to get into it. It was more of like a lot of the unsettled things out there that people still have questions on.
I still have questions about that damn laptop.
Yeah.
We all do.
Just saying.
But he was super aggressive. He was super aggressive during Anthony Weiner was during that interview, and Pat was he was very relaxed. He was like, "Listen, dude, these are questions that people have.
Right.
Like, these are questions people have."
Yeah. He was like trying to brush it all under the rug like it wasn't a big deal, and you're like, dude, it's a big deal. Like, you can't just pretend that it's not. Like, it happened. Like, at least acknowledge it, say that, I was wrong, and then just move on. But he was like acting like it didn't even happen.
Right.
It was weird. It was weird. I was just watching it being like, dang, if he's trying to make himself seem likable, he's doing a horrible job.
No. and then you go to the flip side of it, right? And another guy who I don't like, Chris Cuomo, that was a wonderful interview.
He was so likable and charming. I was like, I can't believe I'm actually saying this about him.
Right, and I felt the same exact way. I was like, wow. I mean, he's still kind of a pompous still. He's still kind of he's very arrogant still, but at least he was calling it down the middle, so to speak.
Yeah,
you know. I mean,
the dichotomy between those two was insane.
It was crazy, but I enjoy watching Patrick Bet-David's Valuetainment. I enjoy watching his podcast. For those of you who are watching,
I don't think I've really checked that out.
Check him out, man. Check him out. He's awesome. It's like no holds barred. He's not afraid to challenge people. He's a great interviewer.
Right on.
Yeah.
But right before you came on, we're talking about what happened at the Obama's $12 million mansion that's supposed to be underwater right now.
Oh, yeah. Climate change. I mean, sorry.
Yeah. Their private chef was found deceased after paddleboarding in a pond or something on their premises.
Paddleboarding.
Yeah, well, apparently, here, let me bring up the article and just read. This is an article from the Gateway Pundit, and it's a newer one, but it just says, wow, story changes. Barack and Michelle Obama were on Martha's Vineyard when their private chef mysteriously drowned. Because before, I think it was yesterday, they had said that they weren't at Martha's Vineyard at all when this happened, but they turn around and now they're saying that they are.
Why is the first reaction for all of these types of things that happen to either current presidents, former presidents, that they weren't there? It's like the initial reactions, they weren't there. And then they have to come out later and correct it.
Well, in fact, they were, but they weren't close enough for anything to have happened.
Right. Like, just say, yeah, we were there, but we weren't at the house. That's all you have to say. It just makes you look even worse.
Right.
Yeah. So the Gateway Pundit reported on Monday night that the body of a 45-year-old paddleboarder was found in a pond on Obama's Martha's Vineyard mansion. The person was later identified as Obama's personal chef, Tafari Campbell, who's from Bumfires? I don't know. Virginia? Or Dunfires?
Dumbfires?
Dumbfires?
That's a funny.
I said Bumfires. I thought
yeah, you did. I was like, wait, what?
The Bumfires.
I was thinking about Obama and stuff, and then bonfires. Bonfires came out. All right. So a 911 call came from Obama's residence late Sunday night. It is not known at this time who dialed the police. Police were searching for the missing male paddleboarder. Okay. They have the dispatch call. So the Daily Mail revealed Tuesday that Barack and Michelle were staying on the property when Campbell perished. not surprisingly, the Obama's employees had a little trouble getting their facts straight. Initially, the Obama's office said that they were not home. Their office clarified on Monday that they were on the island, just not at the residence when Campbell drowned.
Did he go?
Adding,
Was this person? Was this Campbell? Was he by himself? Like, did anybody go with him?
I think
out?
he was by himself.
Was he?
well,
Yeah.
apparently, I don't know if that's true because I was actually just listening to Frank from Quite Frankly, and I think he's
Okay.
awesome. But he was saying that he was reading an article saying that there was someone out there that saw him struggle on the paddleboard,
Yeah.
but like they didn't go after him or anything like that.
weird.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. I think he went out there by himself. Maybe somebody was watching, but I think he was out there paddleboarding and all that jazz by himself. Like he
yeah,
didn't
well,
have anybody go with him.
well, and they were trying to say that he didn't know how to swim too. So this is so this goes adding to the mystery is that Jim Huff reported earlier on Tuesday that Campbell had taken swimming lessons as recently as 2019. This seamlessly contradicts the initial assumptions that he may have drowned due to an inability to swim.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, and then here are they
That's
had like
pretty good.
video and photo. That was pretty good.
Timing was impeccable.
Right?
And then they had like videos and pictures of him swimming.
Yeah,
show
that's
that,
what
like,
oh
he
yeah, I
did
saw that
swim.
on Twitter earlier. They were somebody who posted that and I was like, well, that kind of puts a little dampening in I can't swim theory.
Yeah. It's so sad. The guy has like
so-
twins that are 19 years old. That's sad.
Was it
Right.
in a lake or was it like in like
In
the
a
ocean? Was it-
pond on the property.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre because, like, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind, all right, if it was the ocean or, you know, what was there
Right.
wave? Like, what was the weather conditions like? Were there waves? Were the waves strong? Did he get sucked out?
Right.
Like,
Right.
like the rip tides? Like, that's one thing. But a pond or a lake, you don't get those types of currents.
Well, if
Right.
it was a pond in Florida, I'd be like, oh, the gators got him.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a pond right out in my backyard.
Yeah. You know, I'd be like, okay, well, I don't know. Anything could have happened. Lord only knows. He could have got, if there was like I don't know. What do you guys speculate?
I don't know enough about it yet, but I mean, the fact that they're out there already trying to, you know, cover for the Obamas always lends to that air of mystery.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact they're out there, they're already trying to make some sort of cover is not good.
Right.
Now they could have nothing at all to do with what happened.
Right.
But again, it's the same thing with the Joe Biden piece, like with the cocaine found in the White House. They said they weren't there, but then they were there. So like it's the same thing.
Yeah. And then they're trying to pin it on Kamala.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't surprise me.
And
But-
then Andrew Wilkow had a theory that maybe it was near Kamala's room because Kamala and Hunter are having an affair. And I was like, oh, that one takes the cake.
Right.
You
But
know,
who
he
knows?
doesn't care. He had an affair with his brother's
Yeah, this
with
is
his
the
dead
other
brother's
one.
wife.
A former White House chef who went missing drowned while on a hike in New Mexico. I think this was 2015 when it happened.
Oh wow.
So
That's
that's
sad.
kind of crazy.
Under the Obama administration.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Clinton earlier. Yeah, it's under Obama. Yep.
Yeah, 2015. So that's
Mm.
2 for Obama, 0 for chefs.
Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
so the Obama body count is 2 chefs and the Clinton body count is like 78 other people that just knew a few things.
Wow.
Yeah, that Clinton body count stuff is kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
some of them you're like, all right, I don't really know. But like the ones where where the authorities claimed that it was like or wrote someone's death down as a suicide and he had like 2 bullet holes in his back. And you're like, I think that was like Vincent Foster or something. And you're just like, I don't know how do you do that?
Right.
I don't know.
Hey guys, real quick before I forget, great interview last week with with Dave Bondi.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank
Stuff, guys.
you. Thank
Good
you.
stuff. Yeah, you guys did really well with that. I mean, I thought it was insightful. You know, I thought he opened up a lot about the ins and outs of the news industry. So great job. Great job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was kind of where we were kind of trying to go with it. And I like that he's a pretty free flowing talker too. He's a pretty cool dude. It was easy to
Yeah.
interview him, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Biz and I were talking about beforehand. I was like, he probably thought that we were duds at the beginning because he came on and like right before the show started. And like I wanted to ask him all these questions, but I wanted to wait for us to go live. So we're just like, hey, it was so, and I was so awkward. I was like, hey, okay.
You should have played that
Quiet.
Bill O'Reilly clip. We'll do it live.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the fucking
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah. And then once it got on, I was like, okay, now I can ask him everything that I wanted to ask him while we were waiting to start.
But I will tell you this: it's cool that somebody like that doesn't have an ego and
Yeah.
is willing to come
yeah.
on and help smaller creators like ourselves. You know what I mean? So
right.
Absolutely.
that was awesome, and you guys took full advantage of it. So great
Oh
job.
yeah, absolutely. Him and Will Johnson too. I like him. I'd like to have him on again.
I know. It's so funny that you said that because I literally was just thinking about him. I would love to have him back on again. I apologize. I keep going in and out. I'm just trying to get this ice on my foot.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
No, it's funny, Jackie. When you messaged me, I was in the middle of eating some tortilla chips and salsa, so I was like, "Let me get on real quick."
Yeah, yeah. I like how you had your snacks all ready to sit back
I'm
and
ready to
enjoy
rock
the
and roll.
show.
Yeah, I got my snacks ready, doing some
Yeah.
content research.
Let's see if I'll pull up nothing too crazy on Twitter because Twitter can be a real fucking minefield.
Tell me about
But let's just talk about Twitter for a second. How he's changing over to X now is what it is right there in the corner.
it. Yeah.
So, I mean, it is probably like some, you know,
Kids are
he's gonna
go
be
around and start going like that again. Like when they
yeah,
went
we're
to
Degeneration X, bitch.
yeah. X.
But he's gonna like say some stupid shit like it's profound. He'd be like, X marks the spot. That's what that's the reason why he named it or something. Like, I don't know it, but no matter what he's naming, I don't know why he named it that. I do think it's kind of dumb. What do you guys think is going to be the general perspective? And I'll kind of go with what I think first, but I think but where do you think it's going to go from here now? And like a lot of people are saying it that he kind of wants it to be like the new like payment platform type deal and like maybe overtaking Patreon eventually because now you can upload longer things and we can already go there live. We just aren't right now.
Right.
We're just the only reason why is because we can't see comments there, so we'd have to pull up Twitter, blah blah.
Right.
But which is no problem. That's neither here nor there. Or maybe he'll improve on that. But people were thinking that maybe it might take over Patreon too because they have monetization on there now and it's working better. And now they're doing longer videos. It's good streaming. There's all sorts of ways that he can go, and then also people are saying that he wants that everything app. Isn't it like an all-in-one app for?
Yeah.
And that's like pretty much why he bought Twitter, though, is like what most people think, which I kind of think too, is that the reason why he bought it, though, is to feed AI. So then he eventually knows what he can do to get everybody onto one thing to where this is going to be the American version of like the Chinese type system apps and whatever they use to where it's an all-in-one, all-encompassing type deal.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also kind of like because I think Zuckerberg is trying to do the same thing with Meta.
Yeah, it's just it sucks.
And like he's
a thief. He steals his ideas from people.
Absolutely.
Like DARPA. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't like all-in-one things because then it just that's why I don't like Apple products that much because everything's all connected into one thing. So if you lose one thing, you're fucked pretty much.
Yeah. No,
like,
that's very true.
Okay. And here's the thing: is like as I say, I'm actually on a MacBook now, but I haven't had any Apple products in years. And so when I got this MacBook Air, I had to put in my Apple ID. And I was like, I haven't used this thing since I was like 16. Like, I don't know what my Apple ID is. It took me like 7 days. It took me a whole week before I
Why don't
could
you just
actually
make a whole
access
new
my
one?
computer. Well, I didn't think of that. I wanted my music from the early 2000s, man.
Oh, you can
Take me in your arms.
I
she's like,
paid for
I am
that shit,
committed.
man.
I am not giving this fucking
I
account up.
know. I paid for it with my iPods and everything. Like, come on.
I'll tell you what, my YouTube channel is registered with an email that I've had since I was like 13,
Oh no shit.
14 years
Oh,
old.
really?
Yeah. And if someone asks me what it means, I don't tell them, because I always say, oh, I made that when I was a kid. You don't want to, it's not important.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's some things die
Well,
hard.
I personally think it will be kind of cool if, like, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, Jackie, also because maybe it might kill, like
parallel economy stuff.
yeah, exactly, it will. The only reason why I kind of like the idea of it is because Twitter, I do like Twitter a lot more now because it became more Wild West again in ways. It's a lot
Yeah.
funner
Really is.
again. And
Because the
if we
liberals are
can
crying a lot.
and if we can put videos, if we can put videos on there and get paid easier through there than, like, let's say everyone going over, like, there's so many more people who already have Twitter over Patreon is also an advantage.
Yeah.
Do you remember when,
That
like, the
is true.
liberals, they had like that liberal social media called Mastodon?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You remember
They
that?
still-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
with
they
the
still had-
one,
they-
the
liberals
5 seconds that it was around. Yeah, I remember that.
They don't know how to protest. They don't know how to
No.
protest.
No,
Usually-
that's like
I think-
Threads. Threads
Yeah,
got put out, and
yeah.
that shit is already fucking 6 feet
it's-
deep.
You know, if a liberal tells you they're going to protest, that they're going to protest something against you, it's usually a good thing. It's usually going to come out better for the person they're protesting against.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well, now, I mean, like that Jason Aldean song, like,
Love
Biz,
it.
you're saying that it wasn't that great of a song, and I was like, if they would just would have not said anything about it,
Yeah.
it probably would have hit number 6, and then would have died.
And would have died,
And,
yeah,
like-
but they had to make a big deal out of it. It's like, hey, well, it's the same thing with Trump. Look, Trump would have went away,
I
or
know.
would have been a lot less popular, and probably wouldn't even got fucked with if people would have just shut the fuck up about him. And it was mainly the media that just wouldn't do it. Like CNN, the only reason why they even had anything for a while was because talking about Trump.
Because he's a wild card. He's a wild card, and they can't control him.
Yeah.
And also it was
Well,
because they helped him with ratings, and they were doing really
Yeah,
shitty
right.
before he came on the
Right.
scene, and he kind of like revitalized mainstream media.
Yeah, very true.
Nice.
But
Fuck.
anyway, it's crazy.
Ugh.
But yeah,
But-
speaking of electronically, anyways, we also have something else. Let's talk about real quick, since we talked about Twitter, X, and well, it becoming X and whatnot. Let's talk about what they're going to be trying to do here in the name of kids' safety. If anybody
real
has
quick,
heard about
before
this
we get
yet.
to the kids, have you guys
Yeah.
noticed, like, now that if you look at like hashtag Twitter X, now it's like all risque shit now?
No.
Really? I have to check.
Yeah. Like I looked at it and I was like, I don't think I should be looking at this. It's like a bunch of
Right.
girls being like, hey, come
Definitely.
find me on hashtag Twitter X.
Right. Definitely not safe for work but yeah, this is Senate Bill 3663. It's a Kids Online Safety Act is what they're calling it. But basically, they're going to want you to register an ID to do anything online, which means they're going to know where the fuck you live and everything else. So, like, if you want to
It's
even
your
just look up
digital ID.
anything, no matter what, yeah, it's a digital ID. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, damn,
So I
why
guess
is all
that's
this?
Jeff. That's
And-
probably what they marked out, like that they're not gonna. Where is it in its process?
This is introduction. It
Yeah.
says
Okay, it was
introduced in
introduced.
December of last year.
Okay.
Who introduced it? Oh, it was introduced in the Senate.
Democrat Blumenthal.
Dick Blumenthal. Yeah, he's a
Ugh.
clown.
Mm-hmm.
This has no shot at passing, by the way.
I don't think so,
Here.
which it definitely shouldn't. And I mean, the whole thing is yeah, once they start asking for your ID and all that shit to even do anything online, that is, dude, that's fucking, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It'll ultimately become a form of censorship.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I mean,
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
no way
we're
it's
all
gonna
about
pass.
protecting kids, but dude, that's a disguise, man. That's a fucking wolf in
Yeah,
sheep's clothing right there.
yeah. As long
Mhm.
as, I mean, as long as we control the House, there's no way this gets passed.
Yeah, I don't think so
Yeah,
either.
it's actually House Bill 1406 too.
Okay, 1406. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
if you just
so
put
how does that work?
Congressional Bill
What do they do? They run them
1406,
concurrently.
I
They
guess. I don't know.
they talk about them concurrently, both in the Senate and in the House, or do they wait and
I'm
pass
not sure, to
them?
be honest. I really don't know.
Unless it was that one was introduced then, and then hold on, let me look at
I think the
this.
newest one is the one that you were talking about, that 1406.
Or is it 14? No, it's 1409.
It is 1409. That's why I tried looking it up earlier, but it didn't come up as.
Yeah, this one. All right, this one. So it said the last action for. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
reading it to you guys. Maybe I should show it to you. I don't know.
Pull it up, Jackie.
We fully trust you that you're telling us the right information.
There we go. This is the one. Yeah.
Little Dicky
Yeah.
Blumenthal.
So is this like
So
a?
This is
This is like the revamping of it. Maybe that's why they had all that shit crossed out.
Yeah, so it said read twice and referred to the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. All action. So here's the text.
Mhm.
Okay.
There we
So age verification, study and report, market research, independent research, transparency, disclosure. There it is. It's the safeguards for minors. A cover platform shall provide an individual that the covered platform knows or reasonably should know is a minor with readily accessible and easy to use safeguards to, as applicable, limit the ability of other individuals to communicate with the minor, prevent other users, whether registered or not, from viewing the minor's personal data collected by or shared on the covered platform, in particular restricting public access and personal data. Like, some of this stuff isn't bad, but I think
Well, a lot of it's already in place, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So like if you go to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook,
Yeah.
you have to put an age in.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And the
I know
best way to do that is for parents to be fucking parents. To
Yeah.
be honest, this shouldn't even be happening this way. Like any sort of kids safety online, whatever else. I mean, most parents should be like, get the fuck off of there till you're what, say
Right.
15, 16. I have no problem with telling my kids that, to not really be fucking on certain things and other shit, and like just be a good parent. A lot of this shit shouldn't even be happening like this. I mean, but it's predatory, and of course they're gonna try to come with whatever is in this to put it as the guise of, yeah, we're trying to help children and stuff, but that's not what it is.
Well, the thing that would scare me most about this would be data sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To me, that would be the biggest problem with this, is the government basically eavesdropping.
Exactly.
on
Yeah,
what
like
your
how they
kid
do
is
with the
doing,
Patriot Act
trying to
already.
Right.
But it's even going to be even worse.
Yeah, it's going to be like, it's going to be like a walk in the park versus what they're trying to do.
Right. Well, that's what that one bill was too that they were trying to put out. The TikTok ban bill, whatever that was. That one would have been the Patriot Act on steroids, but they didn't even it that's what people were calling, was a TikTok ban, but it wasn't even trying to ban TikTok. It was trying to get in every part of your fucking life electronically. Like there was, yeah.
This was the one that was during the Trump administration.
No, it was just not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I do remember the one where Trump was basically trying to force the hand.
Yeah, he was talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, to sell it to a U.S. entity.
Mm-hmm. Which I wish they would do, because then we would probably have freedom of speech. And hey, since we're talking about Twitter and shit, why doesn't I know it'd be another all-encompassing thing. It would still be another one thing in there, but he could make a whole other app for it, which would be good. Would it be bring back Vines?
Yeah.
Vines was the shit.
Vine.
Because Vines was more free speech. It was American, and and
Periscope. Remember Periscope?
Periscope was dope. That's how this podcast started.
Really,
video wise and shit. Yeah, it was just me like kind of talking some conspiracy stuff, a little bit of politics and bullshit and stuff, and yeah.
Nice. Now look.
I wish they would bring.
YouTube star.
Well, I wish they would bring that back, but I think that would be something that is kind of in the works with what I think Elon's doing with Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I would love to be able to go on Twitter and put up long form videos and be able to have them monetized right away, because you can get a lot more impressions on Twitter than you can through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in YouTube, it's a struggle. Like you can put up 100 videos.
Well, the main thing to start getting monetized pretty much right away, the only thing that I need now, because I just started paying again to find out what it is. So I only started paying so I could upload full episodes now.
Yeah.
If I want to and shit. But 500 followers. So it's
really?
like 500 followers, and then there was like three other things or whatever, and I met everything else besides the 500 followers. Once you get that, you can monetize your shit.
Oh, really? How do you?
Nice.
Okay. So maybe we'll talk offline because I have. Yeah, I think I have the follower thing down. I just don't know what the other ones are.
Right, I gotcha. Blue probably pay for blue check mark, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, we were talking about the child safety thing. We're talking about the Twitter stuff, but I wanted to. This kind of coincides with everything that we're talking about, so I wanted to bring this up. I saw this article come out, like, I think it was a week ago, and a CEO of a company that wants to scan your irises said, "The World ID is coming, whether you like it or not."
Right? Fucking Skynet is proud.
Yeah.
Terminator shit happening.
Yeah.
Coming for you.
So, Alex Balena, whatever, the CEO of WorldCoin, a company that wants billions of people to scan their irises to create a global system of authentication, says that a global form of ID is coming, whether you like it or not. WorldCoin was co-founded by Sam Altman, who is also the CEO of OpenAI, the company behind the controversial large language model ChatGPT. The AI mogul previously stated he hopes for the technology to break capitalism by enabling the more efficient allocation of resources. What the hell does that mean? Enabling the more efficient allocation. What's the efficient allocation of resources?
I mean the super implementation of this neo-communism bullshit that's trying to come down the pipe is like what it sounds like to me. But that would be what has come with the whole WEF and UN agenda and shit.
Yeah. Well, it says that one of the previous investors of WorldCoin is Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So the company this company WorldCoin. You know I'm going to be looking into them right now while y'all talk. Okay, so WorldCoin uses technology that scans the irises of people around the world, data which is then used to grant access to the WorldCoin ecosystem, as well as a means of distinguishing between real people and bots. This means that WorldCoin's success will in part be driven by the success of AI in impersonating humans, a field that Altman's OpenAI is closely tied to, which is actually really funny that came up because I saw in Disclose on their Telegram. They came out today with an article. Hold on, let me see. Sorry, I'm like totally beautiful minding it right now.
Cool. You're doing great.
Was it Disclose? No, it was somewhere else. But they came up. There was an article talking about how AI bots are now are taking over the internet and of girls and scamming dudes. So
I'm not surprised.
No, not surprised at all. Okay, hold on. In recent remarks, Belena said that eventually everyone who wants to use the internet will need to be authenticated by WorldCoin or something like it. Something like World ID will eventually exist, meaning that you will need to verify you are human on the internet, whether you like it or not.
Like, fuck you.
CoinDesk summarizes the ambitious goals of WorldCoin. To do this, they invented a physical device called the orb that you can scan your eyeball. The goal of the orb to eventually scan every eyeball of every human who walks the earth. And at some point, if all goes well, everyone will have access to open source decentralized financial tools. Houseway. All right. If WorldCoin was the brainchild of some random crypto bro, maybe it could be laughed away as delusional as a delusion of grandeur. But the project has real intellectual heft. It was co-founded by Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO, who's arguably the most central player of the development of AI. Altman suspects that the world will change forever if or when AI becomes so advanced that it achieves AGI, artificial general intelligence, meaning it truly surpasses the abilities of humans.
Oh, great.
The only thing I think of when I hear this is the Matrix.
Yeah.
I go into Terminator. He's like, my processor is a neural processor.
Yeah, it's like crazy. I'm
Well,
like,
I have never heard of this WorldCoin company ever.
I have, yeah.
You
Well,
do a
that was
lot of
because I was
homework.
into crypto for a little while, so I've heard of them, but yeah.
Oh, you know how I feel about crypto,
Mhm.
Scott. I tell y'all, Beanie Babies and Pokemon cards. But
Right.
but I know it's blasphemy in some corners. I don't care. That's what I think. I talked to a crypto guy and I was like, this is how I think of it. And he's like, yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Like, I know. Like,
It
he
pretty
goes
much is.
and does lectures like all over the world about crypto. And I talked to him and I was like, this is what I think it is. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty
It's
much it.
you're
That's
not
what I say.
wrong, because like the whole thing too with like even
It's
our
like
money,
NFTs.
like well
And
even our money and most of that shit is too, because nothing is backed up. We don't have anything backed up with any like sort of actual
Wow.
tangibility. Like our money, obviously 1971 we lost that whenever we got
Gold
rid of the
standard,
gold
yep.
standard. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, if that's the case,
But
let's just take that gold and start selling it.
yeah, dog, we need that. Well, we need to get gold back into our standard, because what was it? So there that one investor guy was talking about BRICS nation possibly getting to a gold backing on their currency whenever they come up with theirs, which would make sense, and it would have a lot more power.
Like, how would you reintroduce a gold standard in today's world, where I would think the monetary value of the dollar outweighs the amount of gold that we possibly have?
I personally kind of don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I think there's more gold than what people I don't know. I think there's a lot
I'm
more
just throwing
gold
it
than
out
what
there. I'm
people
not saying
think.
I know
Yeah.
or don't know anything. I'm just throwing it out there. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no. Well, I know someone who's not going on the gold standard.
Who's that?
Us.
Who that?
You see this?
Russia.
Oh yeah.
So Russia's new CBDC gets the green light from Putin as the country gears up for crypto exchange trial run. Now, I just wanted to I'm not going to go deep into this article or anything like that, but it's starting to roll out in August 1st. So it says it will not charge anything for individual transactions, but those executed by businesses and institutions will receive an additional 0.3% transaction fee.
By businesses and institutions.
The digital ruble is just, I lied. I am going to read a little bit. So the digital ruble is designed to serve as an alternative mode of payment alongside cash and non-cash rubles.
And that's just the starter, though.
Yeah. With its custody and operational infrastructure overseen by the country's central bank. Citizens will not be forced to use the new CBDC. The digital ruble is expected to receive widespread adoption as early as 2025. So citizens will not be forced to use the new CBDC, but the digital ruble is expected to receive widespread adoption by. Oh, okay. I mean, they don't have to use it, but across the country it'll be available by 2025.
Right. At every, I think,
Available. Not
probably at
forced.
every stores and everything else. Yeah, not forced.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, I feel like I need to bring up the Atlantic Council CBDC tracker.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting to see whenever they're going to start talking about it more here. I mean, I know Fed Now is already released, I believe, and I don't know what's going on with that. That's going to be something to look up soon. Let's see what any updates are with that shit, because you know they're going to be trying to get everybody going through that. I wonder if every banking system is already getting with it.
Yeah. So, well, all right, hold on. I don't know if y'all remember last time. I'm going to put this up there but last time they were only in development. This is Russia, right? They were in development, which is this like bluish color, right? This is like what we are. We are in development for the CBDC. But now they're in the pilot project.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
know about Nigeria. I talk about the Nigerian CBDC a lot too. And how the people are like, fuck you.
So,
And there's
I
no
don't know
pushing it
enough
on them.
about. I don't know enough about this. Is this like a digital currency?
Yeah.
Central
is it
bank
like
digital currency.
this is like the government's oversight of digital currency.
Yeah.
Well, this
And
isn't.
trying to eliminate paper money.
Right.
Like
And it's not.
cashless, go into a
Yeah.
cashless society.
So what you're saying is, if Russia doesn't like your idea of wanting to overthrow Putin, they can just go, boop, you got nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, and that's the same thing with here that people don't seem to realize. If they moved us to a currency like that, yeah, say like you have an opinion that somebody doesn't like or whatever else, or you've been getting some bad social credit and blah blah blah, and then you go try to buy a gun from somewhere or some ammo like from the store, and the government's like, no.
Yeah,
How about no?
Yeah.
It's like that vaccine app where like you go next to somebody and they don't, you can tell whether or not they had the vaccine or whatnot. It's like,
what?
You didn't know about this?
No.
So in New Jersey, they introduced an app during COVID that would alert you if someone near you's so let's say you had the app on your phone and I had the app on my phone, right? You go on the app and you say, all right, I had the vaccine. I have COVID. I had the whatever it was.
Yeah, it was the COVID tracker. Yeah. Okay.
So it reminds me of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I opted out on that. I watched all these videos on like YouTube to like how to like disable it from your phone because they installed it on everyone's software on their cell phones.
iPhone.
Yep. Every iPhone, even on my Samsung.
Yeah.
Like they did it on that too. And you had opt out, but I don't know if there was an opt out option on the Apples, on the iPhones. That crazy, right?
Yeah. Listen, and the whole thing with being able to control. I mean, listen, I expect it from Russia because they're communists and they, or China, but it's remarkable how many people see this as a good thing for America. It's not a good thing for America.
Right. No.
China, whatever.
Yeah.
Russia, whatever. You want to go to a third world country that's overrun by communist dictators, totalitarians? Perfect. Not in America. Yeah. We don't do this.
I think, like in Nigeria, they have the e-Naira, but they also let people use Bitcoin too.
Okay.
And what the government's trying to do is that they stopped allowing more current, like paper currency to go through the communities and stuff. So they stopped letting that happen and people started getting pissed and like revolting on it. So I haven't read an update since June, maybe May, June. So I don't know how that's going.
I mean, there's already countries out there that are adopting Bitcoin as like their social currency.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I think El Salvador is the first country to like ever do it.
See, that's the crazy part to me though, is like, I mean, okay, the one thing about it, I mean, it's more of like a store of value. It's slow as fuck. If you want to
Mhm.
send something and it's expensive to do it too, as far as as far as like paying out to do the transaction, because it's still it's just the technology's old, and it doesn't it's not good for exchange. It just isn't. That's the whole
But with
thing. It's
like
like other countries should be adopting, like, yeah, not make their own, but it would be nice if they adopted something else that was a little like, there's other ones that can just operate so much faster that aren't worth as much, but
Right.
they can work it out, they can make it worth more. But that's one thing though with Bitcoin also, is like, I think people have already tried. You can't hack their algorithm for their blockchain itself. It just can't happen. It just, something
Mhm.
was really secure with it, and it has enough nodes around everywhere to know that it's not going to be counterfeit and shit. So there's some
That's
good
good.
things to it, but there's also, it's slow as fuck. So it's
Yeah.
like, I just don't get why countries are adopting it as their currency. I mean, store of value, sure, because there's a lot more money in it, and it has gone up, but man, there's like shit that's so much faster and more efficient. That's, I just
Yeah, I
don't
don't
get why they're using that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, I don't know much about it.
Yeah, it's
Like I said, all I
Mhm.
know is it is my primitive uh understanding.
but like
Mhm.
So,
what's backing this Bitcoin?
Just money. That's it. That's really it. Just whoever has money into it and the exchanges that it's on and whatever else, and like, that's really it. The only tangibility is like, what if you have it on your phone or or your wallet, that you have whatever else. The only tangibility is what the fuck you're holding in your hand, that are holding these
mhm.
solved math problems that now you're like, I have
So,
them. That's pretty much
and
it. Like, the only thing that is backing it is people's money. That's it. The liquidity.
so
That's
then
all.
what does it mean when people mine Bitcoin? It's like freaking
It's
I
solving math
Minecraft.
problems, literally. Yeah, no, get whatever they mine it, it's solving these problems to end up making the block, but it has to go through these different nodes. So that's the security part. So like, once it solves it and it comes with the block, like
Mhm.
wherever it pulls these problems from, like, that's their center source. So it pulls a problem, it solves it, then it has to send it around to different nodes. So it says, yes, this is for real, this is for real, this is for real. So it's a consensus.
What if the people who are mining the Bitcoin, what if we don't know? Because like people don't know who actually started Bitcoin. What if it
Hmm.
was actually CERN and what people are doing is that they're solving the math problems to make a black hole to suck us all into?
That would why don't they solve those problems for NASA so they can send us back to the fucking moon, since they supposedly lost the math, fucking dumbasses. But
That video, I was like, seriously,
I
the lady did
personally
it with
think,
with a pencil and piece of paper.
right,
That's what they
yeah,
taught us when they had them figures.
right. See,
They
I
had a Mac.
personally
They had a
think
computer as big as a room.
I think Bitcoin was part of like CIA and shit.
Yeah.
That's personally what I think. I mean, they probably they had something in to do with it, or
Mhm.
because like some people say Russia should, no, that's not, they're not smart enough for that shit, and they're not trying to waste their time doing that shit. It was somebody else. It was somebody that wanted to be able to eventually suck so many people into a control system, which would make more sense if it was the Rothschilds, because they are the international bankers of the world and always have been.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. That. I mean.
but you also work with other people, so Central Intelligence Agency could be put
Mhm.
into stuff like that, and yeah,
I don't know. I still think cash is king. When
it
I give
is.
people cash,
I'm with
they're
you,
like,
Jack.
"What is this?"
I
I'm with
wish we
you.
weren't doing that shit, this Bitcoin shit.
I'm with you 1,000%.
Like, let's get some of that funny money that they have up in Canada and like change it and put it in like different colors and stuff.
So,
I
a
call it funny
funny
money.
story, Jackie, and Biz, I work with Canadians, my day-to-day
Uh-huh.
job. And periodically I have to go up to Detroit where my main hub is located, and the Canadians, they come across the border. And one of the things we always talk about, it's funny, is their money and the
Mhm.
look of their money. Their money is actually printed beautifully. They got like
Mhm.
tin foil, see-through paper, like
Mhm.
they're colorful. They're not all boring.
Aren't they really hard to like tear too? Like you can't tear it.
They're almost like a it's not it's I mean it's a form of paper, but it almost feels like some sort of plastic.
Right.
Why all these like climate change people, instead of having our money be paper, why don't we just, since China's not taking our recycling anymore, why don't we just use that recycling and like make a new form of like paper currency, but it's
I
like
would love it.
plastic. So when you put it in your wallet that has like a zipper on it, if you pull it too much, it doesn't get caught and then rip your dollar.
Right.
Or just make a
Yeah.
dollar bill that doesn't roll up so no one snorts coke with it. The
Exactly.
last thing you need is coke, like coke put in a snorted dollar bill in your back pocket.
Right. We have plastic straws for that.
Yeah. Well, in some cases.
No. Some places.
In Florida we do.
Right.
Not in New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Indiana we do.
In New Jersey, you would get a restaurant would get fined
Yeah.
if they actually gave someone a straw instead of giving someone a straw after a customer asked for it. You had to ask for a straw, or else they wouldn't give it to you because they could
It's
be
crazy.
fined. I was
That's
like,
ridiculous.
who's the straw police?
I mean,
Like,
there's-
who got that shitty job?
Right.
I mean, there's some people down here in Florida where like they don't give straws because there are a lot of they don't, like, I'll give you an example. We went to this restaurant over the weekend. It's on the beach, and they purposefully don't give straws because a lot of people tend to throw them on the beach or on the sand, and they affect like the wildlife, like turtles and all that stuff, and so they don't do it. But like, if I want to go to a restaurant around the corner, they'll give me a plastic straw. We have
Right.
plastic
For
bags.
those who's never lived in New Jersey, this whole plastic straw thing, like, it's a thing. It
It
in
is.
plastic bags.
Yeah, going to
swear.
ShopRite. Remember going to
God.
ShopRite? One day you got all your bags, your plastic bags. The next day it's like, how the fuck am I
It's
going to?
all gone.
How am
And
I
you
going
have
to
to
carry
pay,
all my
like-
shit home?
Right. I mean, there was times where like I would go shopping and I had like a baby, and I was like, and I would forget that I had my bags in my trunk, and I said, well, I've gone too far. I've already gotten like 10
Yeah.
things in my basket. So then I wouldn't. So then they're like, do you want to purchase a bag? I said, no, just put it in the cart. So you see tons of people that have
Yeah.
no bags and all their food in just the cart, and they're just tossing shit in their trunk.
Yeah.
I was one of them because I was
So-
just like, fuck this, man. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
paying for
crazy.
another $5.99 bag. I got like tons of them. Hey, and
Mhm.
guess what? Most of them are made out of petroleum anyway.
Yep.
Right.
So I love
Oh.
Aldi's. Aldi's. I don't know,
Mhm.
however you want to pronounce it. Do you have Aldi in your
Yeah.
area, Biz?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Aldi's they're great, but they don't have plastic bags. They make you they make you bag your own shit on top of that, and then they sell their other bags, their cloth bags. So it's
Yeah.
like me personally,
Right.
I never remember to bring the bags.
I never do either.
It's usually like, hey, my wife, her name is Jen. I'm like, Jen, we need to go food shopping. Oh, let's go. While we're already out doing stuff. And by the time you get to Aldi's, you get all your shit. Then you get up to the cashier. You're like, I don't have any bags.
That's happened to me too. I
Uh-huh.
went to
What the hell?
what's it called? Lidl? Is it Lidl or Little?
that?
I don't know. It's a German company to like that's a competitor to Aldi's. They do the same.
Oh, I
They're
don't
like
know.
the same thing.
Do they really?
I didn't have a bag, and I was just like, just stick it in the fucking cart. Like, I didn't have. I'm sorry, I forgot my quarter.
Could you
Like,
imagine
just
you take
put
all your
it-
shit out of the cart? You're just like, right into your trunk.
Yeah, just dump
that's
it.
pretty much. No, forget it. You get it. You're driving a truck, and you just take the whole cart. You're just like,
Yeah.
just put
Dump
the
the
cart
shit right
in the
there.
bed.
Yeah, just dump it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back next week when I come back.
Yeah, right. But no, like Vanessa, paper straws at Starbucks suck.
Yeah.
You're
Well, I don't go to
They
Starbucks though.
freaking suck. I swear, I was trying to give my baby, he's one, like I was like had some water or whatever, and they had paper straw or whatever, and I was trying to like put my finger on the straw and like just give it to him,
Oh yeah, like
and
a
it was
little
a paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking crumbles at
The
the top,
kids-
at the bottom.
Oh yeah, the kid's like chewing on it. He's like eating the straw. Like I'm like, oh great, now my kid's
Yeah.
gonna shit paper. Like what's going on? I can't.
She called the shit poo.
Yeah.
I don't know why it grinds my gears so much, but it just does. I think it's because it's the social conditioning of it all.
Yeah,
And it's
I don't like it either, Jack. I don't like it either.
I don't like it. You
don't
know,
like it.
they got rid of paper bags because all the trees were going away, and they went to plastic, and now they want to go back to paper bags too.
I
I'm
know,
like,
and I have like fucking 7,000 under my fucking goddamn kitchen sink, and it's every time I go to the fucking store, it's like that's all they ever give me. Like I almost never get paper bags from anywhere. It's all
Yeah, we don't get
plastic
paper
bags.
Yeah, we do
I'll
plastic
tell
and
you
we
what.
save them for like the dog droppings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we use it to pick up
Yep.
the
I
dog
save them for
shit.
them dirty diapers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm still there. I have a 3-year-old. She's not potty trained quite yet. But yes,
Right,
I feel your
gotcha.
pain on that, Jackie.
Oh yeah. And I
Oh,
feel so stupid talking about it because I feel like a curmudgeon. I feel like an old, like cranky person.
yeah.
But it like really it just little
Listen,
things,
I love
man.
my daughter to death, and my wife, Jen, my wife will tell you. I mean, she is my everything, right? But when she goes in her diaper, I look at her and I'm like, "Did you really fucking just do that?"
Uh-huh.
And then you open it up, and it's like, "You shit like a man."
Yeah, right. Oh yeah.
Just do it
Like,
on
gross me
pod.
out.
Oh, dude, that my the youngest is 7. She's my little girl, like total daddy's girl, and man, like she'll go use the bathroom, and then if I go in, hold on, loud motorcycle. If I
Oh,
go in after her, like it, dude, I swear to God, I'm like, how old are you? Like you're, man, dropping them
man.
like you're a fucking dude, old dude, like
Yeah, it's
man, woo.
kids have like there's no couth. There's none. My son
No
shits all over the
coup.
toilet seat. They're disgusting.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what? I actually saw these things because I was having trouble with my first one when he was potty training. Like it's just everywhere, like just boys, like all of them. They actually have these things for that you can buy. It's like a plastic thing that you could put behind the wall where the toilet is and like on the floor.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like those little mats that you can put on tables when you go to restaurants, but it's like bigger for the floor for that reason. And I was like, I may be busting.
That's
Such a
funny.
great idea.
So Vanessa 96 in the Rumble chat, she
Mhm.
was talking to us about Aldi,
Mhm.
Aldi, however the hell you want to pronounce it.
Oh, take all these boxes. Yeah, I used to do that for a bunch of shit. Oh yeah, because you can take those real quick. They'll give them to eat. They'll give those to you.
Yeah, it's like BJ's. Like you go to BJ's, they have the boxes right up front and make it easily accessible. You don't have to ask if they have them. They have them. You don't. You don't. But the
Mhm.
items there
Yeah.
are big enough that you're buying in bulk anyway, right? So
Right.
the items are big enough you can still put them in your trunk. You go to Aldi, you get a fucking jar of mayonnaise or a thing of mustard or whatever it is. Like that shit's gonna roll around, get lost, get stuck in the crack of the back of the car, wherever it may
Right.
be. It's just annoying.
Do you know how expensive mayonnaise is right now?
It's like
Mm-mm.
$7 for a freaking jar like this.
What?
It's insane. My dad was like having a conversation with someone about mayonnaise, and he was saying something stupid about it, and they were talking about how expensive it was. I was like, yeah, but I haven't bought mayonnaise in a while, so I was like at the store looking.
It's
It's
crazy,
like
Jack.
$6.
Yeah. It's crazy. I put mustard on everything now. It's 99 cents.
At this point, it's like it's the same amount or less just to get a freaking bunch of avocados, and it's better for you.
And
Use that
you
instead
know
of
what else?
mayo.
The price of deli meat has gone up too. I don't know if you guys eat deli
Mhm.
meat. I remember in going in, and I know this is completely off the wall. This is not political or by any means based on the content going on this page. But you go to ShopRite up in New Jersey, I was paying like $5 on sale for like boiled ham, right?
For a whole
Smoked ham
pound.
for a pound. Down here in
Mhm.
Florida, it's like $12 for a pound. And the shit goes in like 2 days because I've a family of 5 and they don't stop eating.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah. She's right. I save money by not buying condiments. I am the worst. Like, I don't buy like anything. I buy hot sauce and ranch. That's about it. Maybe
Vanessa,
A1 every once in a
I
while.
I appreciate it, but I need something to dip stuff into.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, at least ranch for me. Like that's one of
Yeah,
my
ranch
main
is
ones.
But like
And
I
I,
don't buy mayo anymore really. You
yeah.
know, if they want
Mhm.
it bad enough here, they'll go do their own thing. But
Mhm.
Dude,
um
the condiment drawer is like gonna become like a huge thing again. Like, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Right.
I had a condiment drawer full of everything. Ketchup, mayo, mustard,
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A sauces, all of
Yeah.
it. And I was
Well,
like,
funny,
"No,
we
I
were up
need to get rid of all of this stuff because I never use it."
Yeah.
No, that's coming back. I just got 2 packets of mayo from
Fuck it.
Chick-fil-A.
fridge.
That's going in the drawer.
Yeah, you're about to be fucking getting like
My
about to
sister-in-law
be going inside and grabbing like 6 or 7 of them at a time.
Yeah.
Like,
I know,
much.
man. At the way that shit's going, it's gonna be used for bartering and shit. I'm
Right.
telling you what. Whoo lordy.
Yeah. It's
Well,
I
we
call it
got way off track.
That's all good.
We'll bring it home. This is all a result
Yeah.
of Biden inflation.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. We brought it home.
Where?
Oh, man.
I think it's a right for people to have bad health care.
Apparently today, my husband was telling me how he talked about how he's curing cancer again.
Oh yeah, he said that he cured it. He's done. It's already done.
It's done.
It's done. Done. Cured it.
Science
It's
is
over.
in. He did it.
Science is in.
Say she puts Chick-fil-A in a drawer. No, putting the condiments in the drawer. You'll save this for later. Fuck.
I wish I could put Chick-fil-A in a drawer. I used to work at that place, and even still, some of these times I'll answer my phone. I'll be like, "It's a great day at Chick-fil-A." It's
How is it working there? Are they really as religious as like the perception is?
When I listen, it's been a hot minute since I worked there. I was 15 when I worked there.
Yeah, but you're only
until I
like
was,
20,
like,
so it's
17.
like, all right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you're
sure-
so kind.
I'm
You're
sure
so
I'm
kind.
sure some locations probably are in certain areas of the country, whatever else. But I mean, it's a business. They can only be so much like that for the most part. Besides keeping their people in line.
Yeah, it's actually, I'll be honest, it's one of the best places I worked there. I worked there 20 years ago, though. So, like,
Right.
20 years ago, it was great. I loved it. I mean, I was only making $5.25 an hour. Like, that's when that was minimum wage. $5.25 an hour in Florida. That was minimum wage back in 15 years ago. And I was like, I'm making bank.
There you go. Yeah.
But no, it was a great place to work. I mean,
what was it like during like
nice.
the height of like lunchtime or dinner time? Was it like just pandemonium or like controlled
Yeah,
chaos?
no, it would be pandemonium. But the thing is like the energy, like in the store that I was at, the energy was so positive. Like people would always just trying to do things to help each other out because we're all in this together. Like almost like you're going to war during lunch and dinner. It was almost like that.
For the wings.
You know, oh no, Stacy slid on a ketchup packet. Someone grab her, get the way, like wipe it down, and yeah, I mean, it was they're very about being a team player, being.
That's awesome.
This is where I always get. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Mm-hmm.
That was the motto, and I'm like, oh my god!
First time I ever heard that, my eyes almost fucking completely did a 360 through my fucking head when I time to lean, shut the fuck up.
It's like shut up.
Yeah.
So Elijah Fire in Rumble says taking a Sunday off is brave for a restaurant.
Oh
it's
yeah,
true. That's probably like a big money day too.
You know what's so funny is like nowadays though, my husband and I are like, listen, we can't travel on Sundays. Like, it has to be when Chick-fil-A is open, when we do like long trips and stuff, because it's the best place it's got clean bathrooms, good food, and the kids like it. So we need to go there when we travel.
You lived in Florida.
Yeah.
Buc-ee's. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
My first time was last week.
Dude. Talk about a place where I would eat off the floor.
All right. Well, I'll say this. I saw.
You conquered.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I needed anxiety meds afterwards.
I saw.
Dude, it's crazy,
I
right?
almost had a fucking
to be medicated afterwards. It was like.
Dude, it's like euphoric. You got to take a Viagra if you're a guy before you go in there. It's crazy.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. And like, we went 20 minutes. I always talked about this on Weekend Hangover. And like, we went, like, I made Drew, my husband, go like 30 miles out of the way to go.
Yeah,
and
you don't know
he
Drew.
thought
He's
it was
a
only
super
like
cool guy.
Oh, yeah, but I was like, it's my
Everything matters.
birthday. And he's like, all right, fine. So we went and we spent like $200 on like bullshit. And then we needed a second afterwards to just chill out because it was like so crazy. Like you walk in and I was explaining it like when we walked into the Lego hotel the first time, people running around everywhere. All over the place. But the thing is that instead in like Legoland, it was children, and this one it was adults. Like it was insane.
It's funny, like you
But
walk in,
it was
you have to like take a Viagra before you go in, and when you come out, you have to light up a cigarette.
yeah. And they have pretty good deals on those in there.
I'm telling you, it's great, dude. I'm telling you, it was literally my first experience with Buc-ee's. We have friends of ours who lived in New Jersey, but they moved down to Daytona Beach. That's where they were from originally. So they invited us down. This was probably 2 years ago, maybe. And they have a Buc-ee's in Daytona Beach. So he's like, Bob, you got to check out this place. This is literally, we're going to go to a gas station, but they literally have the best like brisket sandwiches, pork sandwiches. You can absolutely find
pork
anywhere.
Fuck yeah.
And melt in your mouth.
So I'm like,
melt
really
in your mouth.
Make sure you take the Viagra first. I'm like, dude, really? It's a gas station. Like, how good can the fucking brisket be? Were they out back with like a smoker? He's like, no, dude, you got to check it. I'm telling you guys, I went in for the first time and I was like, I was lost.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know where to start. And the food was so good. Like we ended up going back again and had like whole meals from that place.
That's awesome.
It was
They
crazy.
have fudge. They make fudge there.
Oh no shit, damn.
Everything you can think of.
And
Everything.
like when the brisket comes out like hot and like they go and chop it up, they all yell, brisket's hot on top and blah blah blah. And they start chopping it up and putting it, slapping it on sandwiches, rolling it up and putting it on the thing. You're like,
damn.
Holy. Yeah, but I tell you what, I did get a pulled pork sandwich from there, and I actually used to work at a barbecue place in North Carolina.
Yeah.
This was like the best pork sandwich I've ever had. Like I said, it was like melt in your mouth. I was like,
that's pretty awesome. Nice.
They have a whole counter dedicated to beef jerky.
Yeah. Homemade.
That's impressive. I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
I couldn't believe it. Like I said, I was walking around like, oh my gosh. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never even been to Florida yet. I need to go.
Biz,
so if I do go, I'm going there.
Come down.
Hell yeah.
We'd be happy to entertain you. Come on down, brother.
Hell yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Oh man.
And the one last thing that I want to mention though, real quick before we start going on to anything else, or if we are going to be getting off here in a little bit, not sure.
Yes.
But this is one thing that I wanted to bring up. Bronny James suffers cardiac arrest during basketball practice. This just happened. Sad. Yeah, it
yesterday.
Is.
Or today?
I think yesterday. Yep. Bronny James Jr., the son of NBA great LeBron James, went in the cardiac arrest during a Monday morning workout. The James family announced in a statement. The highly touted James, 18, was practicing at the University of Southern California when where he has committed to play basketball. When he was stricken, he was taken to the intensive care unit and has since been released in stable condition. The James family said in a statement after LeBron and Savannah wish to publicly send their deepest thanks and appreciation to the USC medical and athletic staff for their incredible work and dedication to the safety of their athletes. Wow. Now, he's only 18, and this is happening.
Yeah, I mean,
quite a few times. Yeah,
I hope he's okay. Obviously, first
I
of
hope
all,
he is too. Absolutely.
Who knows what type of family history he may have, or what he's taken to? Who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from like a sports perspective, what does this do to his stock?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, who's going to want to take a risk on somebody who has the potential to drop dead on the floor?
Right.
And he's only 18, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, this is his freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, that's scary. I mean, obviously, like I said, I hope his family's going through this, and I hope they're okay, and hope Ronnie's okay. but from a purely sports perspective and long
You-
term,
Yeah, if you're gonna be
do.
paying, yeah, you're gonna be paying somebody millions of dollars. Are you sure you want to go with somebody who already had a cardiac attack or whatever at 18? Like,
yeah.
I,
mean,
you know, so I was on Instagram and I saw this and I was like, oh, I just want to look at, I think it was like People Magazine or one of those had this article and I wanted to look at the comments. And like one of the top comments was like, oh, here we go. All the anti-vaxxers are here to say
Mhm.
stuff.
I mean, it's a legit question, right?
It is.
a
I mean,
legit
I mean, at 18 years
question.
old,
myocarditis has gone up big time since that fucking jab came out. So it's like we
Right.
have to
And
ask.
it
We
is,
need to
and
know.
at this point, yes, like when it comes to the the jabby jabbers or whatever, like
Yeah.
myocarditis is a side effect, right? Like
Yeah.
that's well known now, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it cannot be disputed, or am I just
If somebody wants to, they could try. I mean, but it's
Hmm.
pretty well known now.
right? And like,
But
how
so
long?
you have this guy who like had an attack, and then there was a soccer player, former football soccer player,
Yeah.
who is a commentator who collapsed
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw
like
that.
while
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
That just happened. You've
Mhm.
got
There's been a
Tori,
few news anchors too that shit has happened
yeah.
live on
Yeah.
TV.
Yep.
You've got Tori Kelly, who's a singer, who collapsed at a restaurant, and now it found out that she's got a shit ton of blood clots
Jesus.
or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, let me ask you all this. And I don't, again, I don't do the vaccine stuff. Not my cup of tea.
Mhm.
Don't really follow it too much because my family, we don't deal with it. We don't
Yeah.
want any part of it.
Mhm.
But are these causes and effects based on frequent use, one-time use, multiple?
I think it's more multiple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first, like,
Yeah.
1 to 2, 1, you're really not going to be much. 2, you might start getting affected, whatever. But it's usually around like the third or so. That's whenever a lot of this kind of starts happening. So it's when it's more of like the boosters and stuff. It
Like a
seems. I
build
mean,
Yeah.
for all this stuff.
yeah, because some
Yeah.
do seem to have been affected with the first, and so, but it's generally later. And
Yeah.
we also have to remember a lot of these things. They're gonna start showing more after time because the way that this stuff is, it's not like we have said before too. It's not an actual vaccine. This is like a fucking genetic experiment, man. Like it. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm like saying man to the other people like that are listening. It's like this is an experiment. We are the experiment or the people that took it. So we don't know what's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. But I wanted to actually bring this up because it kind of coincides with what we were talking about. So a few weeks ago, I saw an article about how Peru, they had announced a national health emergency. And today, the World Health Organization commented on it, and I just wanted to bring that up. So, Guillain-Barré syndrome was cases had gone up so much in Peru that they had announced a national health emergency. Now, okay, so between June, okay, so this is the part that, so according to historical data, excluding the 2019 outbreak, the average monthly number of Guillain-Barré syndrome cases registered is less than 20 suspected cases per month nationwide. However, between the 10th of June to the 15th of July of 2023, 130 suspected cases of Guillain-Barré syndrome have been reported. And it says out of these cases, 44 have been confirmed. So, suspected
confused.
cases.
Wait,
Hmm.
doesn't that contradict itself?
No.
No, am I like losing it? Maybe I'm not reading
No.
it correctly.
So the cases in Peru that are usually suspected is less than 20 cases per month in this whole country of Peru.
Got it. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Okay.
And in between just the month of June, between June and July, that whole month, there was 130 suspected cases, but 44 were confirmed. So if there's like 20 suspected cases per month usually, and 44 have already been confirmed, that's already double.
Yeah, so it's way more than what they would. Okay.
Yeah. So what's happening is that it's become declared a national emergency because of the response, that they don't have enough I guess I don't know, like resources for that type of thing. So yeah, I didn't read this whole thing, but I saw there was another article from Peru themselves, like talking about how they're just like trying to figure out how to allocate resources here or there or what have you, and that it was just
What does this disease do to you?
insane. So it's a rare okay, here it is. So Guillain-Barré syndrome is a rare neurological disorder of variable clinical severity, including fatal outcomes, but not, that's usually like a small a very small percentage, and it has to do with your neurological system.
Okay.
So like motor weakness, it says absence of muscle reflexes, sensory abnormalities, and elevated protein levels in your cerebrospinal fluid. So, and yeah. So yeah, I don't know why, but it said here, but I do need to point out. So in 2019, Peru reported an unprecedented outbreak of Guillain-Barré syndrome that affected several regions of the country, with almost 700 reported cases. And now, is that in the whole year? I'm wondering, or is that within a month? So I think that's in the whole year.
So what do we think is contributing to this outbreak?
Well, one of
I think it was Dylan Mulvaney because he just went there not too long ago.
Well,
I love it.
Guillain-Barré can occur from vaccination,
herpes,
and it could be any vaccination. It's
rare.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
There's one Democratic congresswoman who she's a Democrat, and she actually had received Guillain-Barré syndrome from a flu vaccination. Yeah, there was one guy from, I don't remember what band. He ended up with Guillain-Barré from a vaccination, and he told his bandmates that he wasn't going to get the COVID vaccine, and they kicked him out of the band.
Yeah, I can't remember what band it was. I know what you're talking about because I remember when that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's rare. It is very rare.
Right.
But
right.
I just think that it's interesting that, Peru saw that there was like a weird uptick and was just like, hey, like we need to make this a national emergency. But they said that they didn't know how to allocate resources, because I think it was out of 24 regions, 18 of them are like had a case, at least one. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And I think that's about it, folks, unless anybody has anything else they want to bring up.
I'm good, man. And woman.
All right. Hey, and thanks for coming on short notice. Glad you could join us.
Anytime.
Oh, yeah. Again, if you want to, tell people where they can reach you and whatnot. If you want to go ahead and do that again.
Oh, you want me to do that? You want me to start off? Okay. Yeah.
You go ahead. Tell people where they can reach your ass.
Yeah, man, you can reach me on YouTube at Bob Bradford. Very simple. You can also, I started a TikTok. Okay. I started a TikTok.
Nice. Now you can see my crazy ass videos.
Hold on. I don't remember hold on. It's bob.bradford on TikTok.
All right, cool.
I have a
You
whole
make-
whopping 16 followers.
There you go. I'll find you, homie.
You make trying to find you so difficult. YouTube at Bob Bradford. TikTok at Bob.
Listen,
Dad Bradford.
On YouTube, it's Bob Bradford, all one word.
Well, it's like all mine.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty much all Scott_Craiglow. That's where I'm at. There you go.
Easy.
Boom.
It's easy.
Seeing how I said that, that's all you need to know. Boom. I'm not saying any more of my social
Yeah.
media shit.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Suburban Mama. Suburban Mama 1. The number 1. Yes, Suburban Mama 1.
There you go.
Which I'm kind of upset because the lady that has Suburban Mama as her Twitter, as her at, hasn't posted in a really long time. I hope she's okay.
Well,
Right.
if she ain't tweeting, then she's twatting.
Right.
Well, we all know about the twats because oh yeah, because
What are they gonna call it
Anyway.
now? Am I Xing? I'm Xing. I'm about to send this X out.
it
I don't.
sounds like it could get pornographic very quickly.
Oh yeah, I probably will.
I'm
It's fucking
exiting this
ridiculous.
app right now. I don't know. I think it'll always be tweeting, like for us.
It's,
And
yeah,
then like
that's
some kid somewhere who's like 7 now will be like, make up this cool name. We're like, no, it's still called a tweet, bro.
still
Yeah.
call a tweet, bro. Don't try to beef it up, son. It's dirt, not dirty. And on that note, hope you guys have a good night. Join us tomorrow again. Thank you, Bob, for coming on. And yeah, tomorrow we are supposed to be having on Clinton Norman. If anybody knows him he was on TikTok and whatnot. Really funny guy. Look up the name Clinton Norman. You can see what he's all about, and we will be having him on tomorrow. But until then, love y'all. Have a good night.